This conference will now be recorded.
Yes.
Hello, Ananta? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the last 3-4 days, have you done any that given one task, right? That column section, like 2 columns, 3 columns.
Yeah, the 3-column one. Yes.
Okay. Do you complete that, both of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is there any doubts and questions while creating the columns and writing CSS?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah. Tell me, Ananta.
When we put the pictures, let's say if we put our own pictures, they are in different dimensions. So do we need to write for each one the picture image and CSS for each one?
Yeah, here, suppose if you want to place like a responsive image, okay, so you can write like a global selector for IMG is equal to IMG 100% like this. So suppose I will show you an example. So you basically in the CSS you have to take IMG tag as a selector, okay, and the declaration width is 100%. So that what will happen in any in your web page, it is like 100% container. The image will take 100%, just like I done in the slider part. Okay, but actually that image width is about 2500, right? The slider image. Okay,
Right.
so when I applied the IMG tag 100% with 100%, so automatically it was scaled within the my resolution within my screen resolution. So that means it's around 1500 some pixels. Okay, so that image will be scaled automatically when you said the width is 100%. Okay, and that would be responsive. Not only this screen, if you open any other screen, other device, okay, even a small screen, okay, or the large screen, the image will be automatically scaled based on your container, based on your device dimension. Okay, so I given in the slider section I show.
Okay.
So that means when you put any image inside your columns, like say, let's say, suppose your container or column width is 300 pixel. Okay. So, and your image width is around 500 or 600 pixels. Okay. So that image will fit within our 300 pixel column. Right. So inside the your column class, okay, then you can take IMG tag and you can say width 100%. So width 100% means that is inside your column. So what is your column width? 300 pixels. Okay. For the image, if you said like width 100%, so automatically it scale 300 pixels. So inside your column. When you say like with 100% means here I will show you that we used already that one in the slider section. Project slider project. Yeah. This is our fluid container. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, our fluid container is 100%. Okay. Okay, that means full width of your web page. Okay, and the second selector is fluid container and then image. So here IMG child of this fluid container. Okay, so IMG images we are going to use inside our full container. So the image width is 100%. So that's why our slider image scale within our screen resolution as per my screen resolution, whether it is at 1200 or 1500 or 1700, whatever. So automatically it will scale that image. Suppose if you say for the full container, suppose here I'm going to say around 1400 pixels. Okay, so now my full container width is 1400 pixels and inside that image width is 100%. Okay, so that means So image width also 400 pixels.
Okay.
Right? Let me check here. Now it is full screen, right? The total width. Let's see. Now it is 1400. It was started from the left and it was ended here. See, now it is only 1400 pixels. Right?
Yeah.
Still, if you decrease, it will decrease automatically. Suppose if you say 1000, again it will change the image width to 1000 pixels, like this.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. So like the same way, suppose your column with 300 pixel or 400 pixel or whatever you given. Okay. Inside this column, if you select a column, selector, and IMG. Okay, and width should be 100% because that image should be fixed within the your column.
Okay.
Whatever the actual size of that images, like width and height, whatever it is. Okay, if you say CSS like this, it will scale automatically to your column width. Okay, so here in the projects, yeah, projects also I given the same example. Yeah, you can. Actually, here my projects width is 333 pixels. Okay, so inside I use IMG and 333. Here also I can say width 100%. Okay, so here let me say width 100%. Let me say here. Okay, so this is our image, projects image, right? Okay, if you remove this, see the column width is 300 pixels, but the full image is not displayed. Only I can see the part of 300 pixels part image. Because width, I remove the width. Okay. So again, I'm using project's image. Here I'm going to say 100%. Okay. The project image width is 100%. Now I can see complete the image without blur, without the scaling, without squeezing, everything. I can see. Okay. So that means here image width 100% means it's about your project column width. So what is that? 330 pixels. Actually, that image width, the original dimension is around 800 something width. Okay. So once you use inside your project, applying the width 100%, so that automatically that image width will be scaled like this. So is it clear, Nanda and Apurva?
Yeah.
Okay, Apurva, and what about you? You would have completed that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so it's clear everything. No doubt questions, right?
No doubt. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then we'll move to the next section. So this part you completed. Okay, these 3 columns, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is like a blog section, like blogs or recent news. Okay, so here also some of like 50% repeating task. Okay, 50% repeating means like creating 3 columns. Okay, and using some image and title. Okay, and some text read more like this. Okay, suppose if you created like this 3 columns or above 2 columns. Okay, the same thing we're going to repeat here also.
Okay.
Okay, so the only thing is just a little bit layout difference, and mouse over it's applying some shadow on the total box. Okay, so this is like the JavaScript part, clicking the previous button, next button, and scrolling, and these are like complete JavaScript. Okay, this will cover on the JavaScript class and the Bootstrap class.
Okay.
Okay, so basically here the layout. Okay, and the columns, number of columns, okay, and displaying images and writing content titles, applying CSS, okay, on mouse or actions. Okay, these are all we used already. Some of the things on the top sections, like creating 2 columns, 3 columns, and project recent project section. Okay.
Okay.
So here, let me, I will create there also. So is there out of anything? Yeah, the main thing is the footer part. Okay. Let me complete this one. Okay, I will save image in our local folder. Where it is, system file template here. Yeah, I'm going to save this image from the folder. Okay, this image already we have, and I'll take this image. Okay, so let me create. So here I'm going to create so other columns like in the projects we have done, and above also we have created 2 columns, but the requirement is different. Requirement that is width space, both are the different. Okay, rest of the things same, but width and spacing is different. Okay, so let me create 3 columns for the blocks and views. Okay, block or news columns like this. Okay, one second. Okay. Just let me see that one section, 3 columns part, and below this I'm going to use. Okay, so before going to this, I'm going to take section, okay, and fix it container. Okay, log on news. Okay, section tag. Okay, and here you can say the role part also, role, blog or news. Okay, so inside section, and then I have to apply the class also. Class is equal to fixed container. Okay, and let's say here the div, the first column. Inside the div, first I should use image. Okay, and then what is the content? And small what is it? Very small like date. Okay, date and time. Okay, so for this I can use span tag. Okay, and then title. So in the title I'm going to use like h3. Okay, and then paragraph text. Okay, and then below this two sections, read more, and right side some icon like some message icons are there here, and some number. Okay, like suppose like 100 messages or something like okay, or some messages count we mentioned here. Okay, okay, first we will complete these 4 sections, placing image, applying small date section, and history, paragraph content. Okay, let's say something here. IMG src images.
Slash.
What? What's here? Hello.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So alt here you can say some text the block. Okay. So the image was displayed with the original dimensions width and height, but it should be fixed within our column, just like this. Whatever the column width, that like 200 pixel or 300 pixel, image should be still within our column. Okay. So we're going to apply CSS for this, and then the next section, suppose here you can say zoom something, the date. Okay, for example, here you can say June 30, 2020. Okay, and then heading some dummy text here. Okay, the blog or news heading. Okay, and then finally the paragraph text, some dummy text you can copy. Okay, so this is our HTML raw content. Now we're going to provide CSS as per our layout. Okay, first let me apply some class the overall the column. So here you can say class is equal to, you can say block column something. Okay, the block column. So first what we should do here, we should mention some width. The calculation we will do here. Okay, after applying the padding, margins, borders and all. So initially I'm providing 300 pixels. Okay, and the block column with 300 pixels. Okay, so here my column width is 300 pixel, but still the image is not scaled. Okay, so the main parent selector like a block column, and then what is our element? IMG, right? Okay, so in the image I'm going to provide with 100 pixels, 100%. Like this. See, now it is scaled automatically, both like width and height, right? So like this, you can scale any image as per your column width requirement. Okay, whether it is a small image or larger image, we can scale within our column width. Okay, so the next section, it is requirement. Yeah. Okay, and we need to provide a little bit space bottom of the image. Okay, for placing other content. On the bottom of image, I'm going to say margin bottom. Margin bottom, I say like around 20 pixels. Okay, and then we can take other content like a date and some other content. See, we have some space between the date, time, and this image. Okay, and then we can write the CSS for the span tag. Okay, that is like how they displayed here. They didn't highlight the date, the time, and all. Okay, just they given the light color, light gray color. Okay, because that is not important. The title is important. So they highlighted the title, the heading of blog news, and the rest of content is just like some they in not like importance. Okay. So for this, here also you can take span tag because our date is inside our span tag. Okay. So let's say here color some gray or something like some light color. Now it is 100% black. Now you can see this one, some light color is applied. So here main thing is we need to show the difference. Okay, what is the first level content? What is the second level content? Okay, what should highlight? Okay, so that's why we are going to provide some different colors. Different color means the percentage of colors. Black. Okay, so user should focus immediately on the title. So the title should be readable and immediately it should be focusable. Okay, so that's why we are providing here. So let's say the block column has 3. Here we can say the font size. Okay, let's say around 40 pixels. And you can say some any other color. In our example, black color. Suppose if you want to apply any other color, you can apply. That is your choice. Like tomato color, like. And you can say the space, the top and bottom, the margin, top and bottom around 15 pixels, and left and right is not 0. See, I think the font size a little bit bigger. Let's say 30 pixels. Yeah, now I can see in one line. Okay, at the same time, space also, the top and the margin, both. Okay, so like this, we can write the paragraph also. Same thing, it's almost repeated in the above examples, like creating 2 columns and creating the project section. Okay, we repeated many things. Okay, so here for the paragraph, let's say here we can say this is, yeah, here also the color is light. The color you can use the same thing, and line height I'm increasing it. It's around 18 pixels. So, okay, so now it's clear. And the next thing is after paragraph hyperlink, the read more link. Okay, and then some messages. Okay, like it's like 2 columns within my 300 pixel main column. Then it's like 2 columns. Like read more is 1 column, and the message number is 1 column. Okay, so for this kind requirement, kind of requirement, you can use again that. Again, we can take div, okay, and then anchor. So here you can say read more, okay, and the second thing is say here, what is that? We use icons, right? Already that font also, yeah, font also I can use here. FA hyphen, let's say message is like chart, nothing, chart. or let's say like for example smile, some example image. What happened? Okay, so this is like a font of some icon, the small icon. Okay, so let me check how it's displaying. The icon is not displaying, right? Okay. Okay, maybe that icon is not available. Let's say this is the icon. Like you can say user or something. Okay, user circle, user outline. Okay, you can say that is your choice. Yeah, user icon I can see. Okay, so these two sections, read modeling and user icon, should display the left side and the right side. Okay, so for the block column, and inside I have used like a second level div, like nested div. Okay, for the div I'm going to apply a read more button or something. Read more button, let's say here. The first it should be float left, should fix on the left side only. Okay, and then here I'm going to apply the color and font size and mouse over section of this for the anchor. Okay, the color would be some tomato or something, and h-code. Okay, and then you can give some background color or underline. Okay, let's say here I'm going to apply underline on the mouse over. Okay, you can say underline. So apply, let's give some space on the bottom. Okay, so here we have global classes, right? Let's say here it is block column container. Okay, we have one class for the space, right? So what is that? For example, what we created already. Margin, bottom, and right. Right, we created already this class in the previous section, right?
Yeah.
The margin bottom means the entire section will take 100 pixel space on the bottom. Yeah, now it's taking. Mouse over is not displaying. Okay, the class is didn't apply. The class read button. Okay. For class read button. Okay, so the color is applied directly to the button, right? Not here the anchor. It's not applying underline. Let's say apply some other color. Going to check whether it is working or not. Let's say some other color like green on mouse over. No, that was not working. No, column H over. Correct. Okay, so maybe both are like overlapping. Let's finish this icon section also, placing on the right side. Then we will check whether it is working or not. Okay, so for the icon purpose also, I'm going to write one class for placing the right side. Okay, I'm saving you some numbers. So let's say here the users is 10. Okay, the count of users. Let's say one custom class here. The class is say that class name, like you can say users or some messages, whatever. Okay, so the users class. Okay, so first I should say the float right. Okay, so because the button should be on the left and users the count and icon should be on the right. Okay, first let's users icon and yeah, now it is on the right side. Exactly. Okay, so like this you can use the left side and the right side columns within the column, within the small column. Okay, suppose if you want to place like this left side one, right side, and we can apply float left, the left one, and float right for the right content. Just creating simple two columns like left side and the right side. Okay, and then you can apply other CSS like size, colors, whatever. Okay, and providing some space for the paragraph here. There is a paragraph. Yeah. The margin top and bottom 15 pixels, left and right 0. So once you apply the margin for the paragraph, okay, you will get the space between the both the paragraph and read more button and icon. It's like this. Okay, so this is like a column, and let's say here what happened, anchor is not working on mouse over. Okay, this everything is correct. Let's for the checking I'm going to give background color. Let's say some other blue color something. Yeah, even blue also, the background also not applying. Float left. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, because of here this read more button class where we applied on the anchor tag directly. Okay, so that means so we are going to apply directly the tag. Again, the anchor tag is not required here. Okay, and HOR also. Okay, so here HOR means you can just remove this anchor tag. Okay, I can remove anchor tag. So here I'm going to apply HOR directly, read more button. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so why? Because the class is applied on the anchor tag itself. Okay, so that means you can apply directly read more button and colon HOR and other CSS. So suppose if you apply the read more button to div tag, okay, so in that case the anchor tag is required. The read more button, trace, anchor and CSS. Okay, so here apply the class direct the anchor tag. So the read button you can write HOR also.
So some of the things we are applying as a class, but some of them are not, right? Like let's say dot users, we are not using in that HTML directly, right?
Okay.
Some of them are using, but some of them are not.
Yeah, here two things like if the class is your user defined class, that should be
Right, but the dot users is also user defined class, right?
yes, I applied this already. This users class applied on the icon section. See here. So without applying users class, how it will know that icon
Oh, that user. Okay, okay.
users
I thought.
class. See, yeah, the CSS users class applied here from the icon section. This one. This is font awesome classes for the icon. Okay,
Okay.
and this is my class, users class.
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't understand that one. I thought it's a whole thing. So, okay, got it.
No. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Suppose if you give the CSS directly I tag, okay, let's say block column, and then I. Okay. So I tag, apply the float, right? So in the div section, I have the I tag. Okay. Now not required. No need to apply anything class because the I tag I used as a selector in the CSS. Okay, like this way
Right,
also you can.
right,
So
right.
block column and then icon. So
Okay.
now also like this. Okay. So
Okay.
like this also you can apply. And you can apply the user defined class also. Like this. So main thing here you should remember what is the type of selector, whether it is a user defined selector or HTML tag selector.
Okay.
Okay, user defined means you should apply direct component on the HTML tags as a class selector using the class attribute name and then class values.
Okay.
Users. See here how it is like this.
Yeah.
So let's remove this background color. See now it's the mouse are also applying the green color and underline on the red button H or CSS. Okay, so like this, just created that one block column section. Okay, and now I'm going to repeat the same thing, providing some different image, different title, different date, and content. Okay, but the overall column structure is same. Whatever width, padding, margins, image width, okay, everything is same. Only thing is we're going to put different content inside each column. Okay, let's say here, where it is. This is second column and third column. So now by default it is placing one below one. Okay. So for the block column section, what should we provide? for the placing side by side.
Float left.
Float left, correct. Yeah, this place exactly side by side. Okay. As per our requirement, as per our template example, we have space between each column
Right.
for a little bit like some breathing space for the each column for the different shape. Okay. So here, let's say the margin, yeah, margin top and bottom not required, and the left and right I'm going to set 10 pixels. See, now we have space between each column.
Okay.
The two equal space between the each column. I have 10 pixel between first and second column. Again, between the second and third column also 10 pixels. So the spacing also should be same on both sides.
Okay.
Okay, but still I have some extra space on the right side. Okay, so I can use this space also. So now we have to calculate that width. So as I said before in the previous class, the width should be around 333, right? Dot 3 pixels. So that is actual column width as per our container width and number of columns. Okay. So now our third column is taking the new line because the width is increased.
Yeah, we
So
get
here 20 pixels, the left side 20, left side 10 and right side 10. Okay, so we need to decrease 20 pixels from the total width of the column. So let's say here 330. Now it's exactly same on the equal on the all side, like even extreme left, extreme right. Okay, between the columns also the same width is. There is no even 1 pixel difference also.
Okay.
Okay, so like this, you can just create any column, like these kind of columns. Okay, like content related, like a blog news related columns. Okay, so here the main thing is creating columns is a repeating thing. Okay, a little bit, for example, padding and margins, except the overall columns creation and column structure are all the same. Okay, so here the creating the two columns and creating projects and content column service sections, and here also most of them like around 50 to 60% we have repeated. Okay, I mean creating the column structure and like 2 columns, 3 columns. Okay, and applying CSS, most of things were repeated. Okay, so like this we can create and we can provide the mouse over on the block column. Suppose here, as they said here, suppose mouse over on this, we're going to provide some shadow, right? Okay, so on the block column section, you can say mouse over column H over. Here you can say box shadow. Okay, box shadow 0 pixels, 0 pixels, 5 pixels, and then the color. See, it's applying mouse over the shadow. Like this. Okay, so here a little bit we can provide some space for the block column and content. So here it's on mouse over, you can see the content is touching edges. Okay, so here in the block column section you can say padding.
Okay.
The padding, I'm going to set 10 pixels.
Okay.
See, once you provide 10 pixel padding, okay, again the width was increased. So here let's say 293. Okay. See now again this stays. Okay, actually here we applied some slow like kind of animation. Okay, but in our case it's applying immediately. Okay, so for this I teach you right about the animation like a transition time. Okay, and you can say you can use for the transition animation. Transition, example you can say 0.5 second out and is function. Now it will apply the slow animation like in our example. Like, right? So here this is clear in this. So creating 3 columns using image, okay, and placing inside your column and some priority text like important, like important means like first level content, second level content. Okay, so in this blog, entire blog section, the first level content is your heading. Okay, and second level content is date and other some details tags, detail content. Okay, so you can create like this blog sections also. The most of the blog sections like the same thing, like an image, date of post, and title of the blog or news, and some 1 or 2 lines text and read number. This is like blog sections. In every page, in any website, you can see. So most of the look and feel, it's like this: image, date, title, some text, and read more. On clicking read more, it will go to the complete news section or complete blog section. Okay. So it clear and this any doubts?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay. So while creating this also like 2 columns and just plain text on small image. Okay, like with circle. Okay, from the CSS you can make a circle also for image. Okay, so let's say here, suppose if you want to provide the image, okay, like within the circle, like a circle shape, you can use border radius. Border radius 100%, 100 pixel, or let's say I'm going to apply for this image. Let's say here. Where is it? Yeah, section column, second column. Yeah, second column. This is image CSS, right? We provide that box shadow, borders, and all. Okay. Let's say here. I'm going to provide border radius 100 pixels. Okay. Border radius 100 pixels means it's going to make like circle the image. Yeah, the border radius applied, but it's not exact circle, right? So here, once you make any like a circle, okay, so that object width and height should be the same. So means it should be a square, not like a rectangle, like a horizontal thing. Okay, it should be a square. Square means width and height should be the same, width value and height value. Okay, So here I set the height 400 pixel, and I'm going to provide width also 400. So now it is like a square object. Okay, for the square object, if you provide the border radius 100 pixel, it will create like a circle shape. Yes, correct. Border 1% box shadow. It's two sides, two times. Yeah, I would supply. Okay. Okay. So the first object should be square. So that means width value, height value should be the same, and then you can provide the border radius 50%. So the 50% means on image each side, like top left, the top right, top bottom right, and bottom left. Okay. So it's applying the 50% of radius. Okay, so like this, we can just create any circle image and we just paste some title, content, link, and some. So here main thing is you have to create two columns, like in the above example, and then you can use the content whatever you want, a testimonial or any other information. Okay.
Okay.
So you can do this like create the two columns and put some image, okay, with circle shape and some title and testimonial content. Okay, and start this footer section.
Okay.
Okay, so we create 100% column with the dark background color. So 100% content means can I use the full what is that for full container, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So this we can use, but this is a blank content. Okay. In our section we have one image only. Okay, but there is no any background color. Okay, but in our example we have the dark background color. Okay, so I have to create one more full screen 100% content with the dark background color. Okay, so let's create one color, the container 100% container. Here you can say footer content. Okay, so here you can say directly footer. Okay, and you can apply the width is 100%. Okay, and then background color. Background color, let's say some dark color. Yeah, dark gray color. Okay, this photo class I'm going to apply like in our section, like a photo section. Okay, so here let's say section and then class photo. So, okay, I created the footer class and applied, but here I cannot say anything because in our footer class there is no height. Okay, and in HTML also there is any content. Okay, so let's say here what is the main title. Okay, here we need to separate the two different sections. The entire footer section is one requirement, and this only this part is one requirement. The blue color box, because this blue color the get code section we need to overlap on the footer part. Okay, so that means the blue box content it should not part of the footer. Both should be the separate sections. Okay, and then we can overlap on the footer of this section. Okay, so let's say here some content copyright information. First I'm going to use for div and then paragraph copyright information like this. See, now we can see the footer and it's with 100%, and you can see the content of. Okay, so again here, if you see the footer section, the background color only 100%, and coming to the content, again it's fixed content. So that means inside your 100% footer again, I'm going to use the fixed content for placing your content and creating columns like first column, second, third, fourth column like this. Okay, so again I can use here the fixed container class. So that means inside my footer again I use the fixed container for the content. See, now the content was started. It from this like you have some space on the left side and right side, like equal space. The content was started after your left side space. Okay, but here what happened once you use the fixed container, okay, applying the background white option, right? So but in our case there's no any white background color. Okay, suppose if you want to create the same background color, again we need to create one more container for the footer with the same background color. Okay, so let's say here you can say footer container. Okay, this is my class, and let's say here container, and now here I'm going to say width is 1000 pixels. Yeah, now where it is started again it's going left. Yeah, so here once you provide the width to 1000 pixels, you should use the equal margins on the left side and right side. The margin 0 and auto. So 0 auto means for your footer container, 1000 pixel container. Okay, the top and bottom 0 margins and the left side and right side auto margin. Okay, so that means the 1000 pixel container will place on the center. The rest of space will take as a margin on the left side and right side. Now you can see the content was started from here. Okay, for time being, you can provide height for the content. Later we'll remove this so that we can see the content of, let's say, around 200 pixels. Okay, later we'll remove this. See, now we have 100% dark background color and the copyright. Okay. So like this, we can create like Same like this is column, this is one column, this is one column, and icons is one column. Like you can say each column width would be 250 pixels because these 4 columns also equal width. So from the 1000 pixel container, okay, you can divide 250 pixels for each column. Okay, so you got it. What I'm trying to say that one for creating 100% folder container, and again the fixed container for the folder. Okay, so inside container again we want to create 4 columns, 4 equal columns, right? So that is our folder requirement. Content, whatever you can provide, anything like a paragraph content, buttons, links, okay, or social network icon, some subscription, email, okay, or some Google map. Okay, I can use the 50% space for the Google map, the location map, and 50% you can use for the address and location. Okay, the content part is different. Whatever thing you want, you can place. The main thing is here, I have to create the layout structure, the page structure. Whether it is a photo or 2 columns, 3 columns, and testimonials for projects. Okay, so main thing is here, you need to create the page structure with the HTML and CSS. Okay, so now, so is it clear? Any doubt in this, Ananta and Apurva? So that try this first. Try these 2 sections, like testimonial section. Suppose it is came exactly like this. Okay, and then try the photo also.
Okay.
So there is no any difficulty. Suppose if you got my point, so it will be very easy. Okay. So this dark color is 100% background color. The content container is fixed container again. Okay, inside container the 4 columns. So how we done in above, like 2 columns, 3 columns. The same way you can create the 4 columns and place any content. The content is your choice. Okay, you can put any some dummy content, but the column should be equal and it should be side by side. Okay, this overlapping part I will teach you tomorrow. How to overlap on the photo, above the photo.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So okay. So almost we're done in this page. Okay. After completing this photo section, I will teach you some of the HTML5 new tags and HTML5 forms with the validations, data types.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So it's clear. In this, any doubts or questions?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay. So in the previous the class recordings, I sent you got it, right?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, fine. Okay. This also I will send this video and the class files also. Okay. While doing any practice like doing the template section, if you have any doubts or question, note down immediately, and I will clear on the class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I will teach on the class section. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Ananta, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.